What scares you the most about yourself? Like that, when I really sit down and think about it, I can't really see the point to life. Not in a suicidal way, it just seems like in the grand scheme of things everything I do is insignificant and unremarkable and will be forgotten. In the grand scheme of things you and I are all utterly fucking irrelevant. But to the people in our lives who we love and our impact is profound. Our small little sphere of influence. You don't have to look far to see a point to life, friend. I have no idea what I'm going to do with my life, I have no drive or inspiration to do anything. I've always been jealous of those kids who knew exactly what they wanted to be when they grew up and then achieved that goal. I'm 62 and still don't know what I want to be when I grow up. Same here. I'm 62 and reinvent myself every 6 to 8 years, I'm due for a reboot real soon now, but I have no idea if I want to grow up, let alone what I'll do when I do. I wrote this about 40 years ago, I do hereby resolve, with all seriousness and firmness of conviction, never to grow up. I will accept my years, and the responsibilities that accompany them, but never, ever shall I lose the child in me. I do not fear age, so long as it is not accompanied by infirmity, nor do I reject maturity, as age without maturity is an inept handling of one's mind and body. But the child, the carefree youth, the joyful sprite that can find amusement in nothing and peers out from behind my adult eyes and smiles at the world, is so inestimably important that I refuse to let that spirit perish within me. So, find the drive to keep trying new things, find inspiration everywhere, try new things. Something will stick, but you don't have to grow up. Smile. I'm withdrawing from my friends. I'm afraid that it will be only a matter of time before they decide that I've moved on from them and then move on from me. I'm not sure how much help this is, but reach out to them and tell them that. I know you've already thought about that and wrote it off, but hopefully hearing from a fellow Redditor will give you the motivation. I've already told a few of them that I won't be in a state of mind where I can reply to messages quickly, and they seem to understand. However, I'm beginning to doubt how much of a good influence these people were on me when I was in more frequent contact with them, so I'm more ambivalent about the whole thing than I initially let on. I suspect that we're all examining ourselves and better realizing what we want out of a friendship, and that I'm not certain where to go from here. Anyhow, I do appreciate the encouragement. I'm lazy. I have friends, we go out together, I have fun with them. But every time I have to go out it's almost a chore, even though I know I will have fun. It's as if I live in the moment and don't want to leave what was entertaining me. Be it my PC or phone or whatever, I know it's better for me to go out. But the lazy part of me says, do we really have to go? I hate this feeling. I hate being friends with someone I don't feel like going out with, just because of my laziness. I have a similar feeling only with me once I'm out with my friends and fine. Maybe it's because I'm always the one going to them and no one ever comes to me. That might have something to do with it, but who knows. Without my medication, I can die within days from horrible internal bleeding, which is super painful. Without my medication, I would literally be dead. So I need to be sure to identify internal bleeding immediately and treat it. BTW, I have to stab myself with a needle into a vein to get the medication into my system. Many without the medication can die from a badly cut tongue. Polar opposite here. Without my meds, I'd die of a blood clot within a few days. Max. How little I feel things, especially happy or joyful things. I can't remember the last time I was actually excited about something. I compare it to a really watered down drink. I know there's alcohol in there, but I can barely taste it. I also don't really get angry and forgive and forget pretty quickly, and I can only be angry or sad if I'm alone and away from other people. However, I pick up other people's emotions really easily and their emotions will affect me more than my own. I often wonder what's wrong with me. Edit. It's comforting to realize I'm not alone. Edit 2. For those suggesting depression, I have been treated for it in the past, but with CBT I've been able to control it, unmedicated for about 7 years now. I recognize my cycles and spirals and I'm able to pull myself out of them. I have talked to therapists about it. One therapist thinks I have difficulty expressing emotions and find it easier to follow someone else's lead. Stems from being a shy and awkward kid. Another, more spiritual, therapist says I'm a pretty strong empath and I repress my own emotions because they're overwhelming on top of everyone else's emotions. Negative emotions require more processing than positive ones, so I feel them more strongly, because I have to process and let them go. I'm sure the answer is somewhere between the two. The way I adapt my persona to the person I'm speaking to. I subconsciously pick up on details and feelings and immediately change my whole demeanor to make the good side of people so they think well of me and it gets harder for them to deny me. I only realized when a friend mentioned it, and I've had to go on a whole self-discovery because I then realized I don't know who I am, just who I am to others. This led me to an identity crisis immediately following high school. I'm not sure how I got over it or if I truly know myself, but I do feel better now. Just graduated high school a few weeks ago and currently going through this same spiral of thoughts. I've become super introspective and it's depressing to think about the person I've been for the past few years. The ability to lie without skipping a beat, it's scary how easy it is. My laziness being literally so bad, that even though I'm aware of it, that the sound of improving sounds tiring to me. It's even worse when people tell you just go out and do something. Yeah, if it was that easy, I would have done it already. I'm an addict. I've been off of opiates for almost 3 years and have been totally clean for a little over a year. I haven't had so much consecutive clean time in around 8 years, and I feel amazing. I have absolutely no desire to use or to drink, but I know that I'm by no means out of the woods, and that people relapse even after significant periods of clean time. I just want to have a successful, sober, amazing life, and I'm scared that somewhere down the road I'll relapse. Totally agree. I'm 26 months clean and I'm feeling great and doing well. Yet, we share the same fear. Was going to say a similar thing. Coming up on 5 years clean from heroin, and it scares me how fragile sobriety still is. It's terrifying to think that I could lose everything I've gained and worked hard to get since I've been sober. There is still very little self-control for myself when it comes to heroin. I really started thinking about this the other day after work. I work in an ER and we had a patient come in because he thought he was sold bad heroin and thought we would want to test it. He handed about an 8-ball size rock to the doctor, who gave it to me to get rid of. Holding that rock in my hand was one of the worst feelings of my life. My face flushed, I could feel the heat radiating off my face. My heart was pounding in my chest and I could feel the sweat breaking out all over my body. I walked weak-kneed to our drug disposal area and had to really convince myself to get rid of the heroin. I'm surrounded by fentanyl, morphine, and Dilaudid all day and doesn't bother me. But holding that rock of heroin in my hand showed me that even though I'm sober now and have a good life, there's nothing really standing between sober me and the homeless/penniless me other than that tiny drug. It was a really eye-opening and terrifying experience. And if I hadn't taken my sobriety seriously this time around, and if I hadn't worked on myself and my sobriety, I'm sure I would have pocketed that rock and been off to the races again. Just know Eternal Refuge 86, that the work never stops for recovery. You have to make that conscious decision every day to stay sober. It's not always easy, and a lot of times it sucks balls, sorry for the cliche. Your worst day sober is still better than your best day high. But if you continue to work your sobriety, you'll be ready for when weird-ass situations threaten to mess up your clean time. How easily I lose interest in people. I'm not someone who just dumps others, but it's like the second they fuck up I'm a goner. I am this way with relationships. Not in the same way they fuck up I'm gone, but I have some awful thing inside me where I'll begin a new relationship with someone and I'm all happy and excited about it, and then 2 weeks and I'm over it. It's lost its magic. I'm not scared of commitment, it's just, I don't know what it is. It's like I'm just over it and over them all of a sudden. And I always feel like a horrible person because of it. Those 2 weeks, in many cases also much longer, is called the honeymoon phase. Might be something to look up and perhaps think about. Honestly, my mood swings. I never learned how to manage my anger as a kid, and was punished every time I broke one of my hand-me-down toys. Or if I even just looked upset. As an adult, it's even more upsetting because I'm supposed to know by now how to control myself. Sometimes I'll get so angry that my vision starts shifting around. My instinct is to have something at the ready to say based on my emotions, but I bottle all of it up until it's too much to bear. I don't say how I feel because I know it'll be the wrong thing to do. It's also why I'm antisocial within the past 5 years. But the few times I've tried to talk about what's bothering me, I get told, you brought this on yourself, you deserve this treatment. Or I'll get just let it go. Now I'm on medication, but it's only the first week, and all I've noticed is that I have more energy. More energy to be upset, or in my own thoughts. And I hate it. I hate myself. I hate where I'm at in life. I hate it all. I really honestly just hate each and every day of my goddamned life. Thanks for watching Team Astro. Please subscribe for more videos. Please leave a like and comment on our video. Give us a feedback. Daily fun fact before you leave. New York drifts about 1 inch farther away from London each year.